Well, I know. Why are you click on this video? So, what is an API? Well, API stand for Application Programming Interface. Okay, but still I don't understand what is API. I'm not here for a full form. Just cool down, bro. That's why I'm still here. So, an API, Application Programming Interface, is a set of rules and protocols that allow one software program to interact with another. So, essentially, it acts as intermediary between different software systems, enable them to communicate with each other, exchange data, and make requests. So, API are vital in modern software development, allowing different services, platform, and application to work together seamlessly. For example, you can take Google Maps, like how your mobile app connected to the server and guide you to your destination most of the time, or a weather podcast application. I know still you have some confusion about this. Yes, I have. So let's break down them into pieces. So first is type of API, like way to exchange data. There are four types of API. First one is open API, basically public API. So publicly available for use by a developer. Example include API provided by companies like Twitter, Google, Facebook that allow developer to access their data and functionalities. And second is partner API, available to specific developer or partners, used when companies want to provide access to their services but restrict it to the certain parties like partners and customer. And third is internal API, means private API, used within an organization to share resources between internal team, allows different system or services within an organization to communicate without exposing sensitive data and publicly. And fourth is composite API, combine multiple API into one. These are the useful when a developer needs to access multiple services or endpoints to complete a single task. So basically, these types ensure you how often you can use API. Now, let me tell you some common protocols in API. Representational state transfer means each call from the client to the server must contain all the information needed to understand and process the request using HTTP request like get, post, put, delete to interact with resources. And second one is SOAP, Simple Object Access Protocol, like provide built-in error handling and security features, that is WS security for ensure messaging. And third one is GraphQL, like developed by Facebook. GraphQL is query language for API. And fourth one is gRPC, Google Remote Procedure Call, uses protocol buff for a serialization instead of JSON and or XML. So how an API works? API function by exposing endpoint that allow different systems to interact. The request response mechanism is common to the all type of APIs. Is the typical flow. First of all, client send a request to the API endpoint. Endpoint means server. The client, such as a web app or a mobile app, initiate the interaction by sending an API request to the server, typically over the HTTP services. And then server responds the request. The server receives the request, interprets it, and perform the necessary action, that is fetching data from a database, processing some logic, and then server responded. The server send a response back to the client, typically in the form of JSON, XML, or other data format. The response include the requested data or an acknowledgement that the action has been completed. And then client process the client take the response and updates its user interface, store the data, and perform other action based on the information received. I know for the first time it is confusing, but when you learn about this and discover new things, it seems fun. And there is a more thing in this, such as API key and authentication method. API key, a simple string used to authenticate request made to the API, ensure that only authorized user can access the services. And open authorization, a token-based authorization protocol that allow third-party services to exchange information without exposing user. API rate limiting and throttling. So rate limiting control the number of requests a client can make to the API within a certain time of period, and this helps to prevent the abuse and overloading of the server. And throttling restrict the amount of data that a client can consume in a specific period of time, and it is useful for controlling bandwidth uses of maintaining the quality of services. At the end, let me tell you some uses of API for better understanding web and mobile application. As I said before, API are used to connect mobile app to the backend database and services. For example, a weather app call an API to fetch current weather data. And second is third-party integration, because many companies provide API to integrate their services with an external system payment gateway like Stripe and PayPal offer API to integrate payment process into the application. And third is IoT, Internet of Things. API allows smart devices to interact with services and other devices. And fourth one is microservices. Modern software architecture often rely on API to allow different services to communicate with each other. So this is the brief overview on API. I know this is too short video for this kind of topic, but also this is the enough for a little bit understanding about the tech and its behind the scene. So that's it for today's video, and you know what I'm going to say. Do subscribe and hit the like button.